Want to welcome everybody. Want to welcome everybody to the session tonight. Tonight's session is on a very important topic that I think we all could use. And it's not just about trading. It's not just about finding the best pair to get into. It's not always just about that. Remember, what we're doing all this for is for tomorrow. We're doing a lot of this for our tomorrow self, our future self. And if we're not preparing for the investments that we're doing right now, we're going to be in trouble. All right. So we're definitely going to be in trouble. So I am Lorie Woodruff. I've been with I Am Mastery Academy for 4 beautiful years. And all of them were not profitable as they are right now. I'll tell you that. When I first got started, it was a lot of learning, definitely a lot of learning to do. But being in real estate for 20 years, it taught me one thing. I didn't know how to invest my money. I know how to make it, but I didn't know how to create more for tomorrow. So that is the reason why when you get involved with companies and associations and networks like this, it's very important for you to make sure that you are going outside of your Zoom, make sure you're going outside of the area, because if there is a class, if there is a course, if there's a mastermind somewhere outside of your area and it's going to elevate you to a new level of growth, then you've got to go. You've got to be able to go. Now we have the ability to check in from time to time. Every Tuesday we have a session here, which certainly helps you grow your financial platform and definitely helps you increase your forex trading investing. But guys, there's way more. There's way more to this. So I wanted to make sure that we connected on a very important topic. David Immunitier, very successful gentleman in network marketing, and one that I've known for a couple of years. I've seen him go through a couple of patterns. And of course, many of the people that you see today that are doing very well, all did not start out that way. All right. When you have a lot of money, that could be a problem too, because you don't know what to do with it. All right. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go through some of the steps that I've learned from educators before me. So I really wanted to make sure that you know, hey, when you're making this money, whether with a salary, Bitcoin, stocks, your part-time job, whatever you're doing with your money, I want to show you how that should be allocated the right way. All right. So welcome everybody that is on Zoom, and definitely everybody that's watching on Facebook. It's good to see you. I can't see you, but I know you're there. I know you're there. All right. So let's jump right into it. Again, when I take a look at other presenters that do anything around money, I'm always paying attention. And you have to pay attention to people who are places where you haven't been yet, but you certainly want to be there. When I listened to David Immunitier do this presentation nearly 2 years ago, it is now one of my favorites to do. It is now one of my favorite presentations to do, because it's not just about investing in the foreign exchange market. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more. Tonight's topic is about what do we do with $1? Now, of course, everybody has a dollar, but I want you to think big, and I want you to think about right now, any of the income that you have coming in. What do you do with that? Do you put it all into one account and then just hope and pray everybody gets paid, and whoever didn't get paid, maybe next time? Or are you properly allocating it when it comes in from the direct deposit or commission checks, bonus, whatever? Are you properly allocating them in certain accounts? So we're going to go through what looks best for you. And from this point, I want you to take forward here, because you can't say, well, I didn't know. You can no longer say that, because now leaving this presentation, you do know better. All right. So what we're going to do in this presentation, we're going to cover a few things about money. One, how to manage money. Two, how to get some tips with managing the money, of course. And then I've got a banking secret that I want to share with you so that you can put all this together. Now, one thing I like here is I want you to know the difference between a reaction and responding. A reaction may result in a positive or negative outcome, whereas a response is engineered to produce a positive or negative outcome. So in short, Reacting is emotional and responding is emotional intelligence. So I want you to think about this. I want you to imagine this for a second. Let's just imagine there is a draft going on and young gentleman is being drafted to a basketball team. Now, he's coming from not a lot of money, maybe a single or both parents are in the home, but let's just say that both parents probably never made over $60,000 combined. And now baby boy is doing very well and he gets drafted and let's say he's picked up by Washington. Now Washington picks him up and he's got a huge contract. Now he's got a contract now for $300,000. 300,000, just throwing that number out there, right? You go from making nothing to 300,000 at a very young age, whether you're 18 years old or you're 25 years old. When you first get hold of that money, you've got two things that you can do. You can react to it and just go crazy and just say, yo, mama, we made it rich. I'm getting you a car. I'm getting my baby boy this jewelry. We're going to the mall. Definitely want to rip it up in the mall. That's an emotional reaction. And that is what most people do when you don't have anything. And then all of a sudden you're given an abundance of money. And when you're given that money, whether it's 300,000, $1 million, or even $200,000, that can create a lot of friction for a lot of people. And they don't know how to treat that. You may think, well, as soon as I get that type of money, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. No, you don't. Because then you're going to have the luxuries and the diamonds and the Louboutins that you may want to buy. Oh, all of a sudden that car looks really good. I can really afford that Bentley right now. All right. And you got to look good because you're young. So let's look at that same person, but let's just say that he was coached as he was going through school with family or even his community, coached him on the right things to do with money. When you get it, this is what we're going to do. We're going to set up a trust. We're going to make sure that you set up an account, a relationship with a wealth manager at your local bank. All right. And then we're going to have these accounts set up so that you can't touch these, but you can only touch these. That is responding to that kind of situation. So there is a difference. So that is from emotional intelligence, meaning, hey, we're going to think about this before we start spending this money. So I just wanted to give you that because there's a lot of times where you see a lot of people make it in the industry and all of a sudden they lose it. Lottery ticket owners, all right? They get the money and then all of a sudden it's like, where the heck did it go? You didn't know about taxes, did you? You didn't think about that was coming. So these are the things that we want to make sure that we're paying attention to when we receive money, because when you are trading, you're going to be receiving an extra amount of money on top of what you're doing right now. How are you going to respond to that is the next step. Are you going to react and just say, damn, I just made $50. I'm going to spend $52. You hear what I said? I said 50, but you've got 52 going out the door. You got to be very important of when the money is coming in to think intelligently, how are we going to move this money around? All right. So let's talk about 6 different ways that you can split up your money. So you want to take note. You definitely want to take note because I've got 6 different areas of where your money should be parked. And if you take a look at a parking lot, I want you to think about it as the parking lot has 6 different spaces. You are driving the car. You are the car. And you have the opportunity to make sure that when you are getting paid, as you are, and will be getting paid more as you're trading and investing, you got to know where to park this money. So number 1, the first place where you should be splitting your money, 15% of your income should be going into savings and some kind of investment accounts. You should not be paying yourself first. All wealthy individuals pay their bank accounts and their investments first. Why? Because they're focusing on their future self. They're not focusing on their today person. So 15%, what does that look like? I'm not talking about a sucky savings account. I'm not talking about a certificate of deposit, a CD account. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about life insurance policies, foreign exchange, stocks, Bitcoin. All right. I don't know, whatever else you feel you are investing in, this is the time to put 15% of your income into that. You're paying your future self first. And the reason why 90% of the population is broke is because they're paying themselves first. So they're thinking, well, if I got $1,000 check, I'm going to make sure I pay the car note, I get my hair done, I go to the grocery store, and then whatever is left, then I'll put into my savings account or my life insurance account. And if you need someone to talk to about the right life insurance policy that has living benefits, please make sure you let me know so I can get you connected to a proper one. Because life insurance is not what a lot of people think it is. They think it's when I die, here's the money for my burial. Well, yeah, it is, but there's a lot of times there are different type of policies that will reward you so that you can cash out and buy a house. You can cash out and use it to take care of your student loans. You can cash out and take care of getting different other investments that will grow with no tax benefits. All right. So if you need someone to talk to about life insurance, make sure you're hitting me up about that. 15% of your income should be going into these accounts first. All right. The next thing is 25% of your income, y'all, should be going towards taxes. For my self-employed people out there, you've got to know that taxes have to get paid. They have to get paid. Now, if you are a W-2 employee, there is a way that you'll be able to break this up, maybe in some other categories. But if you aren't, I'm self-employed. So I know I owe taxes every year. I don't have that luxury of just not having that anymore. What comes in, let's just say $100,000 comes in your account for the whole year. $100,000 is what you made. I'll break it up so that you'll know the difference. Someone who is self-employed can write off a lot of things. They can write off $80,000 worth of stuff, classes, subscriptions, clothing, all right? Things that had to do with their business, supplies, cell phone, utility, rent, all of those things. So let's just say you made $100,000, $80,000 were your expenses. Well, the government's only going to tax you on that $20,000. Got it? $20,000. But on the flip side, someone who is not self-employed, they have a W-2 job, they're getting taxes taken out every pay period, that $100,000 that you make, you're being taxed on $100,000. There is a difference. So everyone should have a business. I don't care if you're making candles, if you're an Uber driver, real estate, it doesn't matter. Everyone should have a business so that they can pay the least amount in taxes. But either way, because we got to pay it, 25% of your money coming in should go towards taxes. Make sure that you're jotting these down. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the class. What to do with $1. So 25% is going towards taxes. All right, let's keep it moving. 15% of your income should be reinvesting back into yourself or your business. 15% of your income should be going back into your business. So let's just say there was a class that came up. Grant Cardone had a class. Justin Owens has a class, or there's some kind of seminar down in Atlanta, and it costs $400. It costs $1,000. You should not be worried about where I don't have the money, simply because if you would have reinvested the money properly when you got paid, you could dig into that account and you could get the money needed to take that class. Many people don't think about these things until they look at their bottom line. Oh, I already paid Pepco. I already paid the landlord. I already paid my car note. I don't have anything left. Maybe some other time. Got it. So coaching, mentorship, mastermind courses, those kind of things, subscriptions to something important that's going to better you. 15% of your income should be moved just to have that, because when the opportunity comes up, you've got to be in position to say, yeah, I got that. Here's my credit card. Let's go. All right. So 15% of your income is for reinvesting in yourself. Now, we are living in times where this one is kind of tough, but it's still doable. 25% of your income should go towards living expenses. And when I mean living expenses, I mean where you live, rent or mortgage, electric, water, gas, everything to live in that property. 25% is tight for many people. And it's really tight because if you live in the Maryland, DC area, you do understand everything on earth has been elevated, really. So it's very hard to keep that number in perspective when you're looking to live in this area. So that's why I said, if you need to take it, if you are not self-employed and that 25% figure from the taxes, if you want to take some percentages from there, you could take some from that category. That means maybe you can go up to 30 or 40% and then just do a little bit less in taxes. Okay, but this is where the numbers should be. And you think about it, when you take a look at someone that's making a lot of money, why don't they have the biggest house? Why don't they have the nicest car? Okay, this goes back to reaction versus responding. Someone who has millions of dollars in the bank doesn't need to show you or prove to you that they have that money, but they're still going to be living within their means. And that's right there a reactionary problem that many Americans have. They got to show it. They got to show it. They got to show it online so that people can believe that they're living that way. You got me? So are you going to respond to that situation or are you going to react to it? It's very important that you're not living by the Joneses perspective, but you are responding in a professional way, that you're not just going in and just saying, yo, I got to have the biggest house on the block. Why? That's taking you way out of your living expenses. Okay. And a majority of those people who are living next to the Joneses are going to be broke in a couple of years because they didn't know how to manage their money properly. They did it too much. They were doing 50% of their income for living expenses, 60% of their income for living expenses, just to say, I have that house. All right. So that is where you want to be with your living expenses. We've got two more. So charity is an important one as well. Charity, 10% of your income should be going towards charity. So that means, if you know you like to give money randomly on the street, restaurants, gas stations, if you just like to give money randomly, this is the bucket that you'll be pulling from. If you enjoy cash apping people just randomly, $20, $30 here and there, then this is the account that you're going to pull from, your charity account. If there's a charity out there that you know, like, and trust, then that's the one that you'll be contributing to. If it's a women's group or a men's group, a children's organization, something that you're giving, because in order for you to to live, you got to give. You've got to be able to give. So that is 10%. And last 10% is you. You notice I kept that one last. The last one that you should be paying is you. So that means 10% of your income is going towards hair, going out to eat, all right, getting the nails done, those extras. When you don't have it, you don't have it. So 10% of your income should be going into, let's just say you made $5,000 this month for October. 10% of that, $500 means that is it. When you eat it up, juice it up, smoke it up, whatever you do, then it's gone. You're not going to be pulling from other categories just to make it happen. All right. So these are the 6 categories that you really want to pay attention to putting this together. Now, Here's a great way that you can start putting all of this together. Now, realize I didn't mention anything about a business account. For those of you that have a separate business, an LLC set up, we can talk offline about that, because none of those accounts had nothing to do with your business. None of them. If you're working a business, let's say you have a candle business or you sell t-shirts, all right, that has a separate account of its own. So my real estate business does not go into any of those accounts that you saw. All right. If I'm doing anything with coaching, none of that money goes into those other accounts. Okay. And that's how you want to separate it. So if you do need some more information about how to set up your business the right way, I do have an ebook that I have out. And I'll show you that shortly when we finish things up, so that you can get things done in the proper way. We're talking about managing money. So if you have your business funds all commingled into your charity and taxes and personal funds, it's going to be a mess at tax time. So separate the two. So definitely, not only do I sell real estate, but I also have a coaching business where I coach entrepreneurs how to improve their business. So if you'd like to get wind of that book, then I'll let you get tips on how you can get that ebook so that you can get your business account set up. You got to make sure that you've got your EIN number, your bank account, your proper phone number, your proper address. And if you don't have these things in place, then you're not going to be taken serious when you're going to get business loans, business credit cards. All right. I worked with a young lady this year just to get her business set up. All right. She was using her cell phone number and she was using her house address for years. And businesses don't work that way. When you are setting up a business, banks they are looking at all of that. So think about it. If you are a business, why do you have your cell phone number attached to that? You know, the CEO from Chick-fil-A, are they putting their cell phone numbers in there? No, they're putting a 1-800 number in there, or a business number. The address should not be your home address. If you are a true business, you need to set things up like with Regis. There's other companies that you can do a virtual business address with. You need a separate phone number. Freedom is the one I use. But we had to set all those things up. And then when all that stuff was set up, then she was getting offers from the bank. Then she was getting approved for credit cards. All right. So you see where I'm going with this. You got to have things set up properly. And the bank account is separate. It's definitely part of that. All right. So again, if you need some help with that, raise your hand. Let me know. We can get you connected to that book or to get some coaching with yours truly. All right. I'd be honored. So let's finish this up and talk about, well, the 6 different percentages, how to split the money up. We've got that. Now, how do we set that up? Now, I want you to think about who you bank with right now. I want you to think about, who do you bank with right now? Navy, Federal, Bank of America, Chase, it doesn't matter. What I want you to do is make sure that you're setting up at least 6 different checking accounts, not savings accounts, 6 different checking accounts. All right. And here's how you're going to be able to identify which account is which. So you're not going to know the account numbers. You're not going to be able to memorize all of the account numbers for 6 different accounts. We're not wanting you to do that, but you can call them whatever you want. So when you're setting the accounts up, when you go home, you can set up the accounts and name them whatever you want. So the first account for your savings, I would just call it savings and investment. Your second account, call it your taxes account. Your third account, call it your reinvest account. Your fourth, call it the living expenses. That's where your debits will be coming from for the house. So when you're setting up these direct deposits and direct debits, these are the accounts that you're going to have them come out of. Your charity account, if it's an automatic debit that's coming out, let's just say you have a charity that you pay into every single month, this is the account number that's going to come out of every single month. And the last one is your personal account. That's probably your original account. And you're going to keep that as low as possible, because that is your 10% account. Okay, so just remember, these are the important percentages that you want to keep in place. Going back over here, to put into your savings account is going to be 15% of your income. And actually what you can do, what I did in my account is I actually put the number 15 in front of savings and investment. That way I'll know exactly how much is supposed to go into that account. Taxes, I labeled mine 25 because it's 25%. The reinvest account is 15%. I'm just giving you hints on how I set my accounts up. All right. And it costs you nothing to set all of these accounts up. There are 0% fees on these accounts. Living expenses, I will put a 25 in front of that, 25 living expenses. That way it's 25% of your income going in there. And for charity, you want to put 10 for 10%. And personal, you're going to put 10. There you go. Now you can get yourself better organized, and it's better to do that. So now when you start having money come in, everything's not going into your personal account. Now you can divvy things up and see how the others live and get yourself organized. Because if anything, as long as we're organized, money will move better. Here's a quote we're going to end with. When money realizes that it is in good hands, it wants to stay and multiply in those hands. The more your money works for you, the less you have to work for money. Money is always eager and ready to work for anyone who's ready to employ. All right. You're the boss. You've got to tell money where to go. Opening these accounts is letting you know how to manage your money best and where is this money going? You don't want to be in reactionary mode of just, oops, how did my account get into the negative? You should know what's going in and out of each of those accounts. And it may take you some time to get adjusted to this, but it's worth it once you get everything set up. It took me about a month and a half to get everything kind of set up when I did this earlier this year, but I'm better organized because if the money is not there, then I know clearly it's really not there. It's not there. We can't pull from it. Can we go out to eat? The money's not always in the account. So you can't go. Can't go. I can't go. All right. So y'all gonna have to rip it up without me. Or we're gonna have to do something that I have the means to pay for it. Okay. Now, the last thing is make sure that you're coming over to mytradinglounge.com if you are looking for resources. If you need to get scheduled one-on-one time with me, then you want to go to mytradinglounge.com. For those that want to get access to the book that I was sharing with you, the two ebooks that I actually have, one is on credit repair, how to improve your own credit. That is the do-it-yourself guide for only $49.99. And then let's go exactly to the books. The book that I was sharing with you is how to start your own business. So that way, if you needed that, you could really, by the weekend, really just get your own self started and get it done the right way. Because if you're looking to get funding or credit cards, this is $97. It is a download and it gives you everything necessary. I even give you some tips in here on which credit card companies and which institutions you want to go to help build your business credit. So that is necessary. So I've attached there's 4 different tiers that you want to go through. Tier 1, you want to make sure you're going through that so it can help build your credit. Once you've done that, it's building a business credit score for you. All right. The credit score model is way different for business owners than it is for a personal. It goes from 0 to 100 for business. And if you can get that business score up, I show you all the tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that you can get the bigger lines of credit for your business. Okay. But if you have a business, you should have a separate account. All right. So I think that that is it from me, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to make sure that we shared all of that helpful information for you. Definitely, if you wanted to check out the replay because you just caught it in at the middle of this session, make sure that you go back from the beginning and watch how much the percentages should be for your life. All right, because you got to be able to move this money around the right way. Now, again, if you need some additional help, let me know. Reach out to me. I still do coaching for business owners. And this right here is one of the best sessions I love to do because it has to do not just with Forex traders, but you guys have other monies coming in too, right? You guys, you got your own careers and other income that you have coming in. So this applies to everything. Remember what I shared with you. When you get money in, do not be in reaction mode. Think about it first. Think about who are the key players that I need to make this happen. Do I need to talk with a credit repair specialist? Do I need to talk with a lawyer about bankruptcy? Do I need to talk to someone about life insurance? Make sure that you're raising your hand because these are the professionals that will help you to respond to your situation much better. All right. So until the next time, guys, I'll see you guys in the morning for harmonic scanner training. And I'll see you next week for our other session about money. You guys have a good night. Thank you, Melissa. Bye, Lester.